It's really amazing. You guys have built almost like a lifestyle brand that people want to be a part of.
Absolutely.
There's branding, right? And then there's a whole nother level of it.
The emotional touch.
Like you see people in your shirts all the time. They want to be a part of the company because you guys truly live the lifestyle that you sell, right?
Yeah.
I think in real estate, the reason you guys are so big is because you're not just selling the house on Brevard County or the Space Coast, you're selling the lifestyle of the Space Coast.
Oh, absolutely.
And you guys present that in such an awesome way. And I truly think that's the difference maker and why you guys are the biggest brokerage in the county.
And I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Outside of sales, and it's something I tell my customers as well, like almost every single one of us at Blue Marlin, like when we work with you, you have us for life. Whether that's you need a contractor, a plumber, a roofer, like it's definitely in our DNA at Blue Marlin to go that extra mile, to be that advocate and that human that you can rely on. Like we are neighbors, we are locals. It has made us stand out from the big box brokerages. So yeah, it's a community feel. We sell a lifestyle, we live the lifestyle. So who better to guide you on that path?
Welcome to the Studio 321 podcast, powered by Brightway, the Steve Trout Agency. We're sitting down with real estate pros, insurance nerds, mortgage masterminds, and local legends who are making moves on the Space Coast. Hosted by the best insurance crew in the 321. At Studio 321, it's all about community, real connections, and sharing a few laughs along the way. Strap in, let's launch into today's episode.
What's up, everyone? This is Jason Buckner coming from the Studio 321 podcast presented by Brightway Insurance, the Steve Trout Agency. Home for all your personal lines insurance needs. We've been open since 2011, serving over 16,000 clients statewide. Today, we got a very special guest that I'm super excited about. It's been a long time coming.
Yep.
Is one, if not the top producing individual real estate agent in the county. You've got one of the most impressive work ethics I've ever experienced in any profession. You're a lot taller in person than I imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, Dillon Bout from Blue Marlin Real Estate. Thanks so much for coming on, man.
How
are you?
Jason. Appreciate it. I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
And I meant that as a compliment, by the way, as far as your
Which one, the sales or the height?
Both. Yeah, we'll get into the sales in a little bit because we went out to lunch a few months ago and we kind of went through that and you told me, and it's just staggering, man. It's so impressive.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just hop right in, man. Tell us a little bit about Dillon outside of real estate, where you came from, where you grew up.
So I'll try to keep it, kind of as short as I can, but, give you a lot of meat, on the bone there. So grew up in Cocoa, grew up in Canaveral Groves. Mom, hell of a mom, raised me and my little brother out there. Clear Lake Middle School, Cocoa High School, dual enrollment, early admissions with BCC, where I got my AA. Went straight over to UCF, majored in marketing, minored in finance. Junior year, really started diving into the internships, and I was always going to be in sales,
In finance, right? I think when we were at lunch, you said finance was the major, you said?
No, marketing major.
Was the major.
Marketing major, finance minor. There was too much numbers for a finance, major. So
not my forte.
Was always marketing, was more about the personal branding and kind of the psychology behind sales and branding yourself, and started interning, did a couple of internships and, talking to, 9 to 5 employees and, want you to move to Fort Lauderdale or California. And I wanted to stay close to family. My mom, my little brother are my world.
I was going to say, you've always been.
I know you know Seth too. So those two are my world. And
that's
so
awesome,
thinking about leaving them was hard. I saw what Nick and Chad were doing, and Blue Marlin was, a baby fish in an ocean of real estate companies. Jumped on, kind of went full-time into real estate my senior year. So I was bartending, I was full-time real estate and full-time college. So it was a hell of a workload, and from there I dove in and was coachable and took advisement and listened to every word Nick and Chad told me and took it and kind of put my own spin on it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, they were a huge part of your success
more
from
than
the get-go in
more
to
than
now,
huge,
right?
More than huge. Those are two individuals that, believed in you and didn't give it to you, but gave you every tool you needed, and more than anything, gave you the mentality it took to kind of make your own brand. And there's one thing you can't teach, and that's hustle. And I think that's just something any successful entrepreneur has in them.
Yeah. Do you think, were you competitive growing up? Is that where the hustle came from? That was a loaded question. I had a feeling.
Yeah. So, my mother could tell you stories.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't lose a board game. It would cause family fights. And so, always been competitive. Like, if you're not first, you're last. Like, shout out Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights. Always competitive. I always had to be the best. And if I wasn't, I would read or train or run, or there was just always like, if there's going to be something to succeed, and I'm damn sure going to be the best.
Yeah. Where do you think you got that from? Because I feel like you're almost born with it, right? So there's got to be somebody in your family that came from.
Yeah. Well, so definitely kind of goes back to childhood, growing up. For most of, my younger adult years, it was just me, my mom, and my brother. There was hardships in that. There was, a single mother that was doing everything. And I think when you're young and you see that from the outside looking in, like, there's kind of a dog in you that's like, how can I help? So like, I was, 10 years old mowing lawns and doing this. And I think there's something in you that just wants to help. Help your mom, help your family, be supportive. And I carry that into real estate. You know, now it's helping people.
Yeah.
Funny enough, like, I had a Facebook message with, a young lady yesterday that wants to sell her house. And she was like, hey, Dillon, like, it looks like all you do is you sell these big estates and these $1 million properties. Like, I own an average house in Merritt Island. And I love to tell people, like, hey, I'm not here for a price point. I'm here for people. If I can connect the dots and make this seamless and you're smiling at the end of the day, like, that's what I'm here for. So the motivation, I think, just came from an early age of seeing and experiencing struggle and doing whatever I could to overcome it.
That's awesome. I think that's an important thing you touched on there about, for the people, because, social media kind of can give that bad optic, like, oh, you only do, and that's not true at all. When people meet you, I've heard from sellers, I've heard from buyers say the same thing. Guy's a legend. He's so nice. He's always there for me, always answering the phone. It's really cool to hear. And it's somebody not in that industry, but similar industries. Yeah. It kind of resonates because it's like, well, I see how successful you are. Well, he's doing something right. Yeah. So why wouldn't I try to implement some of those into my process that I do day to day? Absolutely. So I think that's cool to hear that out loud.
Yeah, I mean, outside looking in, man, I don't know you that well, but from what I know and what I've seen, like, you are a really good connector. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being at a real producer, like, photo shoot thing, and you walk in the house, and every single person in the house got a handshake from you. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Absolutely.
Like,
everybody needs to feel valued, and I think if you treat that in all aspects of your life, whether it's meeting a stranger, passing on the street or not, like, I think everybody deserves respect. I think, chivalry's not dead. No, I think a lot of us can learn from that and, remember that we're definitely all living this journey for the first time. Everybody deserves respect and a handshake and eye contact, and helps you in business as well.
No, absolutely.
Treat people like humans.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Going back to Blue Marlin a little bit, man.
Absolutely.
So as a business owner myself, who, I think we've done a pretty good job of growing our brand in the area.
Absolutely.
But when I look at Blue Marlin, dude, what you guys have accomplished from, like, a branding standpoint is really pretty remarkable. I remember the very early days watching you guys from afar and just kind of seeing where you've come. Yeah. It's really amazing. You guys have built almost like a lifestyle brand that people want to be a part of.
Absolutely.
And that's like, there's branding, right? And then there's a whole nother level of it.
Yeah, the emotional touch.
Correct. Like, you guys are actually, like, creating stuff that, like, you see people in your shirts all the time. They want to be a part of the company because you guys truly live the lifestyle that you sell, right? Yeah. And I think in real estate, it's been like, it's the reason you guys are so big is because you're not just selling the house on Brevard County or the Space Coast, you're selling the lifestyle of the Space Coast.
Oh, absolutely.
And you guys present that in such an awesome way. And I truly think that's the difference maker and why you guys are the biggest brokerage in the county.
And I couldn't agree more. Yeah. It is cool. Own a boat and always at Bird Island on the weekends and stuff. So, like, it's really cool at Bird Island. People are grilling out with their families and dogs have little bandanas with Blue Marlin on it, and people have the dry fits and the flags on their boat. And, outside of sales, and it's something I tell my customers as well, like almost every single one of us at Blue Marlin, like when we work with you, you have us for life.
Yeah.
Whether that's you need a contractor, a plumber, a roofer, like it's definitely in our DNA at Blue Marlin to go that extra mile, to be that advocate and that human that you can rely on. Like we are neighbors, we are locals. It has made us stand out from the big box brokerages.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a community feel. We sell a lifestyle. We live the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So who better to guide you on that path?
Yeah, it's also the story of like the little guy making it, right? Like you're not the big you're not the giant names in real estate, right?
And that's half the reason I joined with them.
And
too.
it's pretty remarkable because you guys have become kind of a giant name on the Space Coast.
Oh yeah, I mean, number one brokerage in all of Brevard County, including all the big boxes, every single other. Yeah, we are leading the pack proudly and humbly.
Yeah.
And we're only getting better. We're only finding more tools to serve our customers, creating technological platforms to serve them better. So like we are always advancing, and we're on the heels of every big box there could be.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we just had a episode drop with Mike Artelli.
Yeah, I watched that last night actually.
Yeah, so he was with Remax
Absolutely.
and then Real.
Oh yeah, Remax Real. And he's
company.
a legend. Like, worked with Mike many times.
Yeah.
Like phenomenal legend as well.
But
he's doing awesome things for the Space Coast Association of Realtors as well.
But we were talking about smaller brokerages being bought up by big boxes.
Yeah,
this is exact opposite.
I kind of chuckled.
Right, because then you see how big Blue is, and
national scale for sure.
That's crazy. It's just remarkable because you guys have not broken the mold, but you're just outside of the mold.
Yeah, and it's and at least in Brevard County, like, that is happening on a national level. Sure.
Yeah.
Like they are scooping it up. They're taking market share. Those big box brokerages are definitely like, what they're doing is they're buying leads. Like they're buying the database, the CRMs that all these brokerages had. And I think that works in a lot of locations. I think it works in urban areas, higher density populations. I think it works.
Yeah.
But for us, like, we get shout out all the time, Nick and Chad happily, donate to, scholarships for, students at Merritt Island High School and the giveaways and helping people in need, the local baseball teams. Like it is such a more tightly knit program than like, hey, we're a big box brokerage, here's your cookie cutter blueprint of how to buy and sell real estate, when like we want to do it different. We want to show you houses on the boat. We want to pull up to the dock. Yeah. Not only pull up to the front door. So it is, I watched that last night kind of in preparation for this, and it was, cool to see and hear both perspectives and to reflect on ourselves to see like, and we were, David and Goliath and kind of combated that.
Yeah, and I'm a little partial, obviously, born and raised here in Brevard County, but like I visited quite a few places, obviously not everywhere in the United States, but I truly feel everywhere I've been, and I'm not plugged into other communities, but like we're the biggest small town that I've ever visited. I can say that, truthfully. Like Merritt Island is not that big, but it seems huge. Right?
Oh yeah, especially after the last couple of years, it definitely like has a different feeling.
But everybody knows each other. It feels like
for sure.
You go any restaurant, everybody's shaking hands. Just Merritt Island, but you can also Melbourne, Palm Bay, Cocoa Rockledge, Cocoa Village. I mean, it's crazy how big it is, but how small it really feels.
Absolutely.
And you guys tapped into our market so well, and it's awesome. It's truly impressive, especially you, obviously. But and I want to ask you too. Somebody told me you were the king of Port St. John. How did that come about?
So the actual coined phrase was the dawn of Port St. John.
Dawn of Port St. John. That's
you got to make it a little catchy.
Yeah.
So it definitely was the dawn of Port St. John, and I kind of entered this self-proclaimed, not even self-proclaimed, but community-proclaimed kind of title, just because when I first jumped into real estate, like I came from Cocoa,
right?
Like my grandfather owned a house right across from the Fay Park baseball fields. I grew up on those fields, watched my little brother play Little League on those fields. So like I was from that area. It was close to Canaveral Groves. That's where I started.
Yeah.
When I first started, first time home buyers program was a huge thing. The good one where they actually gave you $15K and forgave it after 5 years.
Yeah.
When I first started, that was huge. So like my first coin was like, who wants to buy a house for $1,000 out of pocket? You know, the market was different. Sellers were paying all closing costs. The down payment assistance program was amazing.
Great time to buy a house.
It was a great time, you know. So we're doing, you know, Joshua Quibido's doing first time home buyer grants for, you know, $150,000, $160,000 homes, $1,000 out of pocket, you buy a home. So Port St. John was, for me, an easy entry point, not only because of personal placement, but because of price of homes, general age demographic.
Knew the area.
Yeah, you know, and so dove into that, and I quickly, you know, I want to say in my first 2 years, I became like the leading listing agent in all of Port St. John within 2 years. Yeah. So
it's funny. I was out to dinner or something. Somebody knew you. We brought you up because you and I started working not organically either. It was like I had my relationship with Chad and Nick, and I was on the list for that and there as an insurance agent to refer to. I think you just reached out to me through that maybe, and it just went from there, right? And then years go by, and I'm like, man, every house is 32927. I lived right down there. I lived in Port St. John. I'm like, I know that area, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I was out to dinner and we're talking about you, and they're like, oh, you mean the Dawn of Port St. John? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And I never brought that up because we honestly didn't meet in person until that one day at Marker 321.
I know.
Which is crazy. We've been working together for like 6-7 years, never met each other in person.
I was going to say 6, 7, 8 years we've been working together, and I felt like I had met you a million 100%. Times. And we sat down, and I was like, man, this might be the first time we've actually sat down together.
It was. And we both had our shirts off, so it was very, very unprofessional.
Love it, though. Love it. That's how it should be.
Correct.
You know? We should crush it up front and have fun on the back.
Yeah,
you know?
I thought it was really cool.
That was awesome.
One of the things I like to ask, man, when we have really successful agents in here, is what's the difference maker between the successful agents and the ones that struggle in this business? Because there's a wide range.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's thousands of realtors, and
a little over 6,000.
Yeah. So, you know, I would say 10% do 80% of the business. Right. And so, like, what's the difference there, and why is that, and what do you think sets you apart from the rest of the field?
Yeah. So, I mean, and anybody who's ever seen me do the Real Producers kind of seminars and trainings, and I mean, of course, the agents at Blue Marlin who I do trainings with, like, know that I'm kind of a savage. You know, I'm very direct. I'm very blunt. The biggest problem with most agents who aren't succeeding is they think that this world's going to hand them something. I think that's a common thing in this world, period.
Any business, probably.
Everybody thinks that, you know, your leads are going to walk in the door, like because you join a brokerage, you're going to be given X, or when really it takes hard work. I'm an extremely, you know, disciplined human being. And I think anybody that's, you know, at the top, you know, I have agents that pop in my head immediately that I know are crushing, even at different brokerages. The difference between, you know, the super successful and not is, you know, discipline brings you where motivation can't. Are you interested or committed in this industry? I think most agents are interested, like, oh, I heard you can make good money. I heard you can do this. I heard you can. They're interested. Yeah. They're not committed. They don't see when you're on vacation snowboarding and your phone's out and you're sitting in the snow saving a deal, or, you know, that the real successful ones, until you get to a point of having systems and an assistant where you can step away, like, it's a demanding business. Yeah. And so I think the biggest problem is a lack of discipline, a lack of self-belief.
Almost like they're getting into it thinking, man, this looks easy.
Oh, yeah.
And then they get in going, oh, this ain't that easy.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm going to make X and work less than I did. And it's like, it really doesn't work like that. You know, you've never had a customer that took a year and 200 homes you've showed them to finally make a purchase. And so it's like, divide that by the number of hours you gave them, and it doesn't equate to, you know, as much as people think. I think there's a lack of discipline in most human beings.
Yeah. The first couple of years probably wasn't glamorous per se, right? Like, you probably did well. Okay, so you did pretty well right out of the gate.
I mean, I was hungry, you know? So, I mean, my first year, I think I did like 2.8, 2.9 mil.
That's awesome.
That's really good.
You know, in 2018, I think that's a reasonable first year. While you're a full-time bartender, you own a house and you're paying a mortgage, you're full-time in school. I think 3 mil was a good start.
Right.
So I went from year 1, 3 mil, about 3 mil. Year 2, 8.1. Year 3, 18.1. Year 4, 18.3. And then we jumped to like 25, 28. Last year was 35. So it was just, it's learning. It was discipline. It was, I wanted to succeed as much as I wanted to breathe.
Yeah.
I went to school. I did this. I came from humble beginnings that taught me discipline and respect, and I wanted it all.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm waking up every day figuring out how I'm going to get better at this and
absolutely
and succeed, right?
and still, there's always hills to climb and challenges. Like, you guys are business owners. Like, there's always a way to become better.
Yeah.
Whether that's marketing or the CRM you keep on the back end, or how do you stay in touch with your clients and make sure you are available when they call.
Your business and our business is all about lead gen.
Oh, absolutely.
And if
that pipe is dry, your bank account's dry. Absolutely. Like, you can't stop.
Yeah. And that goes back to you being like a really great connector and a people person and not
definitely, probably one of the highest skills that I think I have is communication.
Yeah.
You can reach me at almost any time. Sure, I have boundaries.
Obviously.
We all have boundaries.
Sure.
There are times you shut off. In the beginning years, none. 0. 11 p.m. at night, I'm texting you.
You got to do what you got to do.
Sunday morning, 6 a.m., I'm there wherever you need me. So it took time to create those boundaries and have respect for yourself. You don't always believe that everybody's going to.
Well, it's an evolution, man. In the beginning, you're like, I want it all. Let's go. And you're grinding, right? And then eventually you have to create, you figure out how to create
the systems and the boundaries and, people you can rely on along the way and CRMs and databases, and there's efficiency that can be found in everything,
Yeah. So like, as you've grown, now I see you online, not necessarily a team, but it's a team now, correct?
We're getting.
How do you explain that?
So what I consider myself, and for anybody else listening, like this door is opening more and more. I consider myself a mentor.
Okay.
So I take people under my wing. I teach them. I'm self-analyzing to see, like, do you have it?
Right.
With the it factor, we can't really explain what it is, but like, do you have that dog in you that reflects of like even a small percentage of what I believe I have? So I mentor people. I like to take them fresh with, no bad habits or anything and kind of show them the way I do things. And so it kind of develops into co-listing agent, co-buying agent.
Gotcha.
For me, it's more... Like you said, you see me online, our business is about lead gen. I'm a lead generation monster. Yeah. I generate an absurd amount of leads online, digitally, through 5 or 6 different kind of pillars of marketing. So it got to a point where I had to share these leads.
Yeah.
Things were falling through the crack, or I would do an analysis of myself in November or December of a year, and I'd go back and reach out to 10 people, and 9 of them purchased a home with somebody else. And I was like,
it becomes that way.
Yeah. It wasn't even, and where it gets in business.
And that's the competitive end. You're like, damn,
it's not even about the income anymore. It's not even about the money or anything.
It's about the brand,
It's like, damn, there's 9 people that might have had a better experience with me.
I mean, it's the same with us, man. When we lose a deal, we're like, how the heck did we lose that deal?
Yeah. Or like, I can vividly remember one of them I reached out to, looked at me and they were like, yeah, we should have used you. Like, we had a terrible time. Septic blew, a year after we bought the house. And all I thought in my head was like, damn, how many people would have had a better experience if I had the ability to, hold all of this business, to hold all of these leads, to serve them properly. So that's when it came on to where I've tried it with probably a dozen agents and, people come and they go, and real estate's very similar to probably like the restaurant industry. They jump in, they're there for a couple of years. Holy shit, this is hard. They jump out. So yeah, I have gotten to the point that I do have, a couple of solid agents under me that I do trust, carry a lot of the load for me.
That's cool.
Team's coming. I'm definitely that. I think that would be, and I'm sure we'll go into that. I think that's what's next for me is building a team, doing recruiting, having my own office and something where like they take advisement straight from me.
That's awesome. Yeah, that kind of was leading me into like, it sounds like that's what the future holds for you.
Absolutely. I think there's a point. Leaders are meant to lead. I've always felt like a leader. I've definitely gotten some reassurance that I can lead, I can teach success. And so for me, I think at this point, I'm an amazing, salesman. I care about my clients. I'm there. I'm empathetic, but I can teach that. to anybody willing to learn and that's hungry to take it to the next level. So for me, I do think, and of course with Blue Marlin, love Nick and Chad.
Yeah.
Nick, Chad, Blue Marlin, Chloe, Misty, our whole entire staff. I absolutely love where I am. I would not leave them. So like, if anything, what I want to do in my next chapter is I want to find ways to help better the brokerage, to make us bigger, to take that next step for us as well. So yeah, a team is on the horizon right now. I just think I'm like in a mentorship role and I do team up on a lot of listings with, Nicole Miller, obviously. So there is a team on the horizon. There's a couple of hoops I have to jump through and, strategies that I need to think about. But that would be it for me is I want to teach.
Yeah.
I want to lead. I want to teach. I want to be able to recreate what I've created for others.
Yeah. I think the loyalty part of that, at least, and this is not making this about me, but I kind of am in the moment. That's awesome because I think that's missed out or kind of lost nowadays.
Oh, there's
and
no
I'm not
loyalty.
saying nobody should go off and do their own thing because that's what's best for them or they think it's best for them. But the loyalty part of it is so respectful because, like, at least for me and Steve, he gave me my shot.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, I've built my business, whatever, to a certain point. Everybody's like, well, why don't you go start your own? I'm like, no. I got here because of him.
Absolutely.
So what can I do to repay that?
Absolutely.
Can I present myself in a certain way to grow our business the right way?
And I think that's what it is, and like, obviously same with you two, like you care about each other's lives and families and it's the same here. So like whatever I do in life, I want to help give back to the people who did so much for me, who gave me a shot, who made me feel like family.
Yeah.
And pretty much took the leash off and said, go, run, go get it. We're there when I needed them to, so yeah, whatever I do, I do believe it'll be to help the Blue Marlin brand. I believe in who we are. I believe in our community. I believe in what we stand for. So like whatever I do next, Blue Marlin's going to be a part of it.
I love that, man. Yeah, that's so awesome.
Absolutely.
Going kind of to what Jay said, I mean, one of the reasons I keep pushing this company forward and really trying to grow this thing is it creates opportunities for everyone here.
Yeah.
So everyone here has their own personal goals and everything that they want to achieve, and I want to help them achieve that within the business. And so it's like, let's grow this thing. The bigger it is, everybody can achieve those goals, and everybody can be part of the success.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what drives me to go forward. Because you could easily, as a leader, just go, "Hey, this is good enough. I've put in my time, and let's enjoy it." But
Absolutely.
It's like I have so much respect for the people that work here. I want them to experience that success too.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I've been so loyal to you guys as well. Obviously I've known Jason for knocking on the door of a decade.
Yeah.
You and I have brushed shoulders a couple of times, but I've read the bios. I know your business background. I know half of your employees. I've been loyal to you guys.
Which
there's only you guys are pretty much my only referral.
Yeah.
So it's like, I believe in you guys. I think we have a very, good model of synergy in this industry, and I think we reflect each other's business ethics and values and so
well, we appreciate you,
we
man.
can't thank you enough, obviously.
It goes both ways, man.
Right.
My buyers need insurance and you guys get them insurance.
Yeah.
I mean,
one
you
thing
insure
with
my own house.
past guests, I don't know if we've really gone deep into it. Not that I want to go deep, but like how important is that, the insurance side of things to you? Obviously not talking about our individual or like our prior clients that we've done insurance for you and whatever, but just on the scale, maybe another agent in your office or something that's worked that has other agents, like how important is that process that we make it easy on you?
Yeah. So the process between like agent and vendor,
correct.
It is.
It's everything, right?
It's one of the most important processes just because, let's consider in this county at least 85-90% of all of our buyers are utilizing a loan. Insurance is a mandatory requirement for almost any loan product that's out there. And so your responsiveness, your quotes, our relationship with you over here at Brightway, is pivotal to if that's hitting the closing table or not.
Right.
Even how great you guys are with, your vendors and everything and the prices that come in for your insurance quotes. A $4,000 for $6,000 quote on insurance can be the difference between that buyer buying a home and not. You recently just got a buyer insurance on one of my own listings, and it's a good $2,500 lower than what the sellers currently have. So it's like you guys are constantly beating what people have, or I'll have clients that hit me up years down the road and they're like, oh my gosh, like they just gave me a renewal and it jumped up to X. And I literally say like, send Jason one email.
Yeah.
And they're like, holy crap, it went back down. It was $200 more than what it was.
Right.
And so I've used Jason and Brightway in general as kind of something to counter the objective of like, insurance is so crazy in Florida. Like you guys have proved it time and time again that insurance over here is great. That relationship is, invaluable. Awesome. I can't do what I do without you guys as well.
Thank you for that.
No, absolutely.
I've never really brought it up with anybody, but
it is.
Yeah, I mean, we built this entire model based on home insurance.
Yeah.
Yep,
Like we lead with home insurance. It's our gateway into the home. We really did build this entire model around our referral partners, taking care of them, taking care of their clients, and the rest. So we do that. The rest takes care of itself.
Yeah.
Once we prove that, hey, we're the best in the home, they want us to do their auto, they want us to do their flood, they want us to do all that, right? And so for us, it's always been about our lead gen has always been about relationships with mortgage brokers and realtors.
Absolutely.
And really honing in on that and creating a process for you guys that is painless.
Absolutely.
If there's a pain point in the process, we spend hours going, how can we fix this?
Absolutely.
And
I think that's any good business.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make me look good. Like straight up, you guys make me look good.
That's awesome.
Because, like part of like my mantras with any of my clients is like, I'm your one-stop shop. Mm-hmm. You don't have to call a home inspector. You don't need to go call an insurance agent. The minute an inspection happens and I get a 4-point and a wind mitigation, I literally CC the clients with you or Christina or somebody here at Brightway in on an email. I get a response back in hours.
That's awesome.
And they're like, I have State Farm and I don't know if I'm allowed to say other names on here.
No, you're not dogging anybody.
So yeah, I'll literally mention, or they'll say like, I've been talking to State Farm. They have my car and takes them a week to get back to them with an insurance quote. And so when you guys answer that quickly and it creates a process for me that like makes it seamless.
That's awesome.
There's big box, companies out there as well. The Allstates, the State Farms that are taking days to a week to get a quote back just for them to realize they're $2,000 higher. So you guys help me. You make me look good.
Awesome. Thank
you help my one-stop shop. You help me be a tool for my resource or for my customers. Yeah. So hats off to you guys. Your communication is excellent.
Yeah,
appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much. I mean, one thing we've always tried is speed is key.
Yeah,
that's what we learned in our industry. For you guys, for lenders, for everybody buying or whatever. Speed is key.
Yep,
so we created the process to hopefully make it.
Yeah, people just want their problem solved, and we try to be the fastest to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you do well. You do well. I wouldn't still be here if you wouldn't.
Over the years, I mean, I want to hear what your thoughts are on the market right now. How different is it, good or bad? Where do you think it's going?
Yeah, so I think it depends, number one, which side of the market you want to sit on.
Okay.
I think for maybe not the first time, but like feeling it, being on the forefront, boots on the ground, it does truly feel like one of the first times in probably the last 5-6 years where the playing field is split. Like it's 50% buyers, 50% sellers. Like to me, it feels very, very ethical and feels very even.
Okay.
I could list a property in Diana Shores, waterfront, canal front, desirable neighborhood. If you hit the price on the head, I'm getting full price offers, multiple offers in 1, 3, 7 days on market.
Wow.
I've seen competitors list with, another agent $50K higher than us, and they're still on the market 60 days later. Yeah. So I do think that, there's a lot of online resources in this market that have made pricing and what consumers think is a fair value for a home very transparent. So I think if you miss the mark on pricing, the market's going to reject you and you're going to feel it.
Wow.
If you hit the price on the head and a buyer walks in and they're like, this makes sense. Sure, you might have to replace this or update that, but like compared to the 20 other homes I saw, this makes sense.
Yeah.
The buyer's going to pay what they feel like the value is. And so sellers are still getting full price offers, low days on market, staggering open houses if the marketing's proper, if the pricing's proper, and they don't have an agent that's just going to nod their head and say like, I'll list it for whatever you want.
Yeah. Do you find that to be challenging in your business? I mean, because obviously it's super competitive business, and you're meeting sellers are probably meeting more than one agent.
Absolutely.
And that one agent's going, well, if for me to get this deal, I'll just tell them I'll price it higher or something.
No,
yes.
You see that a lot? Oh, I hear it all the time. Yeah. I like to go last. When people are interviewing 3 agents, I want to go last.
Yeah.
Just because I'll walk in, they'll say, XYZ said that, it was $50K higher. And I'll tell them straight up, if I could sell it for $1 million more, it's only better for me. Like I'm here to be ethical, accurate, honest.
Yeah.
If that agent's saying that to get a listing, and not only that, but I'm proving I have data.
Yeah.
I have comparables, I have price per square foot, days on market, listing price to sales price ratios. So I walk in like loaded with data where it's like, hey, like this is an identical home. They tried the same process.
Mm-hmm.
They, listed for 600. They ended up selling for 525 after 120 days on market. Like that's not our goal.
No.
Yeah.
We should start closer to that 525, maybe build in a little cushion.
Yeah.
But like, if I lose you $75,000 120 days later, you're pissed at me. I'd rather be honest with you up front. So we do experience it a lot. There are agents who are definitely nod your head agents and will say a price to get a listing, and they'll play the game a week or two later. Hey, let's do a price drop. Let's do a price drop. I walk away from listings.
Yeah.
I do carry
Do you think it hurts the listing having to go through a price drop? Does it give it almost a black eye?
To an extent.
Yeah.
I think days on market combined with those price drops is a really like pivotal key performance, indicator. If let's say a home is on the market for 100 days and you can jump into the history on Zillow or MLS or whatever, online resource you're using. If you see them 100 days on market and they've done a 10K, a 10K, a 20K, the hardest question to overcome in real estate is what's wrong.
For
a consumer, what's wrong?
How many times has this been under contract and then come out of contract?
Yeah, that's what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
They'll go look in a new listing. It could be the perfect home for them, but the wrong strategy creates a bad taste in the market.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Why has it been on the market for so long? Why has it been, under contract twice and back?
Yeah.
So doing your due diligence up front, having knowledge, having data, being the seller that asks for the data.
Yeah.
Can you show me how you came up with that?
Yeah.
You should have an agent who can do the data, who can pretty much do an appraisal on the spot, aka a CMA. Like the data is important.
Absolutely.
So it is detrimental to a listing, but to an extent.
We had another very successul agent in here, Zach Spurlock.
Yeah, and he's one of the ones that hit my head, super disciplined.
He is he uses the data for everything. You know what I mean? Like that's how he. Yeah, his thing was like the best agents. They're using the right data to make the decision.
It's all database. We are literally, and that helps you down the road too. Like, sure, let's say a property's worth 600, you list it for 650, you get an offer for 650. If it's a loan, there's an appraisal.
Yeah.
If you're not using the same process to evaluate the home as an appraiser's using, when that appraisal comes in low, who's the seller pissed at?
Yeah.
You're going to blame the appraiser. It's your fault for missing the mark up front.
Yeah.
And so I don't really see low appraisals on my listings just because it is database. It's data backed.
Data driven, yeah.
And I'm definitely known for walking away from listings. Yeah. One a couple of weeks ago, maybe a 1.2, 1.3 house. Won't list for less than 1.6, 1.7. They won't sell. I'm not your guy. I'm just not him.
Yeah.
I wish you the best. And, when you want to be realistic and have a conversation, I would love to be, the guy in your corner.
Yeah, and a
with the
listing
gloves
like
on.
that, you're going to invest a lot of money into it too.
Well, I carry a $0 cancellation fee. Yeah. I do videography. I spend a lot of money on marketing, especially for a 7-figure listing. So when it fails, I'm the one that takes a $5,000-$6,000 bath. I have a business to run, not a charity.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's a business. It's a business to run, not a charity. So, and that's, I'm known for walking away from it. I walk into those conversations like, oh, she said she would do this at that. For sure it'll sell at that price. If the data can't convince you, then it's not my job to change your mind.
Yeah.
I can be honest and transparent with you and show you the data. I'm not here to twist your arm to believe me.
Yeah.
When it doesn't work out, though, I hope you call me back.
Yeah, that's all you can say,
yeah,
right?
When it doesn't work, and when they ask for the first price reduction 2 weeks later, please call me and just say, hey, Dillon, you were right.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be super hard, but tell me.
You hear so many stories in the industry about, first listing didn't go well, and then literally the difference maker sometimes is they painted the wall a different color in the living room and stages a little bit different. And then when you walk in, it just feels like a way bigger home.
Yeah.
I mean, just the little stuff, right? Like,
It is about taking the proper advisement. It's as a homeowner, as a seller, as a buyer, take the advisement, because individuals like myself, like we've done this 1,000 times. We've written thousands of offers. We've listed hundreds of properties, hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate sales. So it's like, we probably have done this before. Like, we're not just telling you this because we want you to spend your Sunday painting a room. I hate painting. I wouldn't ask you to do it unless I thought it was going to work.
Exactly. Exactly. Did you used to do that when you started? Like go in, you had to paint a wall or something like what Steve said? Or did you have
Yeah. I hate to admit it. Because like it's part of the thing that I teach as a mentor now is like remember what you
I was going to say, remember where you came from.
Like because people will take advantage of you, like
I got you.
People will take advantage of you to mow their lawn or to, paint this room because I, fell and people will take advantage of you.
Wow.
Like there are, so like, I definitely, and I've done things just to get to a closing table as well. Like, final walkthrough happens on one of my listings. They call me like, Dillon, this house is disgusting.
Damn.
My cleaners are booked out. It's supposed to close at 12. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. Like, what do?
You gotta,
you gotta get it done.
As long as it doesn't intrude on anything else, the lead generation and the discipline you have in the other parts of your business. I'm in Canaveral Groves, hands and knees, scrubbing a 1,300 square foot house just to get it to a closing table. So there are times you do that. There's eventually a point though where like you need to be really keen to who's taking advantage of you and who really needs help. Always want to help. I will always give somebody time, but there are know when to sniff that out. There's manipulators in this world, and you have to sniff it out. You have to sniff it out.
I feel like that's a trait not a lot of people have, but when you have it, you're lucky.
Oh yeah,
you can sniff that shit out a mile away.
I
know I can.
You have to read people, and this business is more psychological than most consider. You read people. You need to get to know people. You need to be empathetic. You need to feel their decision making and know when something feels wrong for them and make a decision that's best for your client, even if it's not best for you. Even if it means like, oh man, I'm going to go show 12 houses on a Sunday now. It is about the client. That's what gets you the Google reviews. That's what gets you the word of mouth business. That's what's helped me so much is not caring about the dollar and caring about the person.
I love it.
And as far as marketing goes, you obviously went to UCF for marketing. How much did that factor into where you are now?
More than I ever expected.
Really?
Like I was probably that typical, new college graduate that was like, I just got a degree and I'm going straight into 1099, entrepreneurship. I'm never going to use it. What I learned the most from, getting a marketing degree, sure, I know how to market. I know how to do the data analysis. I know how to check insights and kind of learn targeting on a marketing aspect. What it taught me was structure. The same thing that school does for kids is like the show up, the get your work done, how to write a thesis, how to be polished, because like at UCF, that the College of Business did phenomenal. Like they taught you where to hold your hands and like how to put business cards on the table. So like you learn a lot of mannerisms from that program, not only like the concrete, substance of marketing.
Sure.
But they taught you how to polish yourself and how to talk and,
love that.
How to really connect with somebody and relate to them and feel their decision making more than just become a salesperson. Anybody can sell, but like, how do you care about what you're selling? That's so pretty cool, it worked a lot. I definitely used the targeting. I definitely used the knowledge every day. The things that I never thought I would use were the silly things,
the mannerisms,
the professional courtesy, those are the things that stick with me the most was the structure of how to be a business professional that I got from school.
That's awesome.
That was the biggest thing that I took away.
Going back to marketing, man, how's technology helping you? I mean, technology has changed so much just over the last few years. Like AI has come along.
So I was going to ask if you're specifically. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I feel like I'm super old school. I'm 33. I feel like I'm super old school because like I was so like no AI at first just because I take a lot of pride in, how versed I am. And I kept seeing, things that I was doing that like genuinely come from me now being copied from AI. So I was a little anti, AI and technology in the beginning, just because I was like, this is cheating. You guys are all cheating. Like, nobody knows who you are. Like, are you real? Are you fake? Are you an idiot? Are you really that intelligent? Like, I don't know if you can speak that eloquently. Like, so I was pretty taboo against it, but I found ways to create better systems from it. The lead gen and sending things places and how to structure business plans. So most people in our industry, I think, are using it for MLS narratives. I think they're like, God, I don't know what to say about this house. Type me a narrative on a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And, I think that's what most are using it for. I started using it on the back end. How can I get my CRM cleaner? Can it organize my data based upon what I fed it? What would be the best algorithm for me to use based upon my content base? And so I've used it a lot to simplify and create systems in my business more than I've used it for
speaking for you.
Yeah, anything on the front, I have that part down.
You can sniff an AI content.
Oh my gosh,
from a mile away. I read a thing. I'm like, this house is not a paradise. I mean, to anybody that will listen that way, but like, be real here.
Paradise, tropical oasis, and bro, we are in Brevard County. Like, I love Brevard County, but like, there's no tropical oasis anywhere close to here. Like,
there's a huge movement, especially in like big corporations, to move towards like an AI experience, right? Even like call centers, when you're calling in, it's like you're talking to an AI bot.
I hang up.
Yeah, it's so like I think companies are missing the mark because obviously there's a financial incentive to accomplish that.
Oh, of course.
But I think the most successful companies are utilizing AI as a tool to better their people, not to communicate with their customer. That's kind of exactly what you're saying.
That's what I think AI should be used for, is how do you better you and your employees? AI will never replace relationships, and regardless if anybody wants to admit it, in an age of digital content and scrolling being kind of a daily food group for most people's brains, I think humans are always going to crave human interaction. Oh yeah, they're always going to crave a relationship, somebody they can trust. AI is unbiased, sure, but I do think that it should be used to better your systems and to better yourself. Yeah. Not to become its own personality, because people crave human connection.
Absolutely.
They want somebody to depend on, and all you have to do is be that person to depend on. Yeah. Use AI to become better. Yeah. How can I serve better by getting tools like AI?
Yeah. So, it can help you quickly do some research.
Oh, yeah. Some data together. I'm the first one that calls one of these call centers, speak to a representative. Speak to a representative right now. Yeah. You're like, no, I can't, because we all want a human touch.
No, absolutely.
Especially in our industries, they want a human touch.
Yeah. I mean, just saying it out loud, like, we've experienced it not working.
Yeah. We've as a company, not, as a Brightway, as a company, has tried to do some of that stuff, and it quickly failed because this is a human business. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
And
ask Jason. He can barely get me to email Christina. Like,
oh yeah. And Christina's like, looks over at me and she's like, "What the heck, dude? I talked to him. Does he not?" Exactly. And I'm like, it's not like that. It's just when you get comfortable with what's good, you're very successful. You know what works. It's really hard. Yeah. And me with the new position. I've still working with you, a couple others in the same scenario. They're very successful.
Yeah, you had to tell me that, and that's when I was like, "Oh man, I totally get it," because I'm trying to do the same thing. So like,
but then you're like,
"I'm trying to do the same thing. I get it. I'll try to free up your plate a little bit." So Christina, I promise, I will be emailing you more directly.
Christina's a rock star.
I'm still gonna. All of you are. I'm still gonna CC Jason in there, but
again, as a relationship business, like, I know that, right? Yeah. I'm moving a role. My job is to make sure our agency is successful. Whatever. Well, you're one of the most important referral partners for us, and we have a great relationship. Absolutely. So I don't like, it's not that I mind or don't mind, like, I want to take care of it. Yeah. Because I love my team. My team is fantastic. They all could do the same great job, but I want to take care of you because you've taken care of me.
Absolutely.
Similar loyalty.
Yeah. So the feeling's mutual, and I think that's all it is. I think that's where AI comes in too, is, if if I all of a sudden need an insurance quote and I get an AI response from Jason's email, I'm calling you. I'm literally walking back in that front door the next time, like, okay, guys, like,
But
this is crazy.
But at the same time, for me to flourish in my new position, if I'm not stuck, but you know what I mean. If I don't delegate in a certain manner,
you have to delegate authority so that you can do what you do best. So Christina can become you, if not better than you. Because I think that's all of our goals as a mentor, as a leader, is the person below you. You want them to be better than you.
Yeah.
How do I make them better and to teach them the mistakes that I, have in myself or have done in business? Same with you.
Yeah.
You need to delegate authority to get there.
Yeah, delegate. Yeah.
And there's nothing better as a leader, man, to watch the people have success. The people around you have success. It's just
absolutely
freaking awesome.
I get calls from agents all the time like, dude, it worked. Once you told me, I literally did it word for word and it worked. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's awesome.
Angela in our office was the #1 producer in our region this past month, and she just won a big award.
Good for her.
And we're all like, when you look at the chat, like the inter-office chat after she won the award, it's just like, it's such an awesome feeling to see everybody rooting her on and cheering for her.
That's
fantastic.
That team mentality is impossible to replace.
And I know you guys too.
Oh gosh, that's exactly how we are. We celebrate wins together. We're learning from each other. Tom Arnold, amazing agent. I mean,
he's a big agent for you too.
Tom and I, we work hand in hand, on a couple of bigger listings. We're always typically #1 and #2 in the office, and we sit down together just to powwow and we celebrate each other's wins. Almost all of us in the office,
He started around the same time as you?
A little bit before me.
A little bit before?
Tom is one of the
OG
yeah,
that's
of Blue
right.
Marlin.
Okay.
He's first agent in the door. He came with Chad and pretty much
from Century 21. That's right.
Century 21. So so Tom's been in it probably a good, maybe 3 or 4 years longer than me. He's been into he's an OG in the industry.
Heck yeah. Love Tom.
But it's that is our brokerage climate as well. Is we know we can lean on each other. If I'm ever, in a private office at the office, the door's open, people come in and sit down and vent it out and what the hell would you do? And so we have the same thing. We celebrate wins together. We're all 1099s. Technically we're all kind of competitors of each other, but we always want to see everybody thrive. We thrive together and we cry together. Things happen. We'll help each other get out of holes and pits. And it's a very, very similar climate. And I think that's hard to repeat at a big box.
Yeah, I would love to come sit and be a fly on the wall, not as an insurance person, just as somebody who's in business.
Yeah.
Just to hear you guys' trainings, hear everybody's.
Oh, it's super cool.
That's, I know it's super chill, but I would love to hear you guys, powwow together, the whole office, hear our trainings go.
It's super real.
Because I'm trying to learn, you know what I mean?
It's super real. It's very, very raw. It's the trainings are always led by Chad and Nick. They're both very raw, very respectful to everybody's business, but they're very raw and if you can't see this is what you're doing wrong, then I can't help you.
Yeah.
So it's always very raw. It's very do this, this is what's working, this isn't. They're so attached to every market in the nation that it's if they're talking, you guys should shut up and listen.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. It's
cool.
Come anytime.
Awesome.
Anytime.
We'll do.
Dude, we should just talk a little Space Coast here. So,
ooh, yeah.
Okay.
So favorite restaurant, man. What do you like?
Oh, shit.
You're not going to offend anybody.
No, it's not offending anybody. Because
there's so many good ones.
So anybody that's ever been out to, dinner with me or eats with me, I am the most indecisive.
Oh,
yeah. Definitely probably worse than both of your wives. And where do you want to eat for dinner? I don't know. Yeah.
Shit, that's me.
Oh.
My wife's pretty black and white, me.
I have to be last to order at, when the server comes, I have to be last to order because I'm stuck between 6 things. And it's do I order 2 just because I can't decide?
Totally feel that.
If I had to say, again, super hyper local, I think I always love the quality of the food, how fresh it always is. I'm a big environment guy. I love sitting outside. Marker 24.
Yeah, great place.
Every day after every time after, an island day, stop by there, get a beer and a smothered cobia sandwich because the cobia comes straight out the port. And the turf and the live music and the palm trees, amazing.
Yeah, that place is incredible.
Yeah. Pacific Rim.
Yep.
Best sushi, like I'd love to say on the whole East Coast, like amazing. Love the owners, always love the small businesses. So definitely Pacific Rim, Marker 24. I think those are probably some of my top two. I know in Cocoa Beach.
You can't argue with either one of those.
No,
man.
not at all.
Yeah,
fantastic.
it was actually a place, over in Cocoa Beach, there's a new restaurant called Koa. So, like, I've heard it's very good as well.
You haven't been there?
No. So, heard it was very, very good.
Yeah, it's obviously Howie from Backstreet Boys. Got a little
that's
Greek
what I
to
thought
it. Got a little
too.
Greek to it.
But,
it's
like,
good.
yeah, maybe we keep that one out just because
It's a good spot.
Pac Rim and Marker I'd keep in this just because I've actually been there. But
No, Co is good.
You've been there?
Yes, a couple times.
Like,
been
not
there.
podcast related, you've been there?
No, definitely, yeah. It's actually a great place to go get a drink, like happy hour or something.
Yeah.
Not happy hour, but goes to the bar. They have great food. The brunch is the brunch is really good.
Mm-hmm.
The brunch is more Greek leaning, but
Okay.
their tabbouleh there is phenomenal. If
Yeah.
you like Greek food,
Yeah.
I would argue that Coco across the street, small place like a 12 top table or 12 person. It just
it out of
got
the water.
mentioned in the Michelin Guide.
Oh,
It's not
really?
Michelin Star. Got
Yeah.
mentioned in the
Yeah,
Michelin
yeah, yeah.
Guide.
First one in Brevard County history.
Oh, wow.
It's,
I
it's
haven't
a
even heard
phenomenal-
of that either.
He can
Coco
tell you more
Japanese
about it.
pub. It's phenomenal, dude. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've only been there. I've been there 3 times, but the first time I was there having lunch with my wife one day, it's midweek, and I'm sitting there eating, and the whole time I'm eating it, like I'm just quiet, just like, man, this is so amazing. And I just look over at my wife and I go, "This is the best lunch I've ever had."
Okay.
That's awesome.
I mean,
All
that's
right.
how good it was.
I might
It
have to
was
hit that this
fantastic.
weekend.
It's
Because
fantastic.
to be real with you, I don't like go out to eat.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
You cook a lot.
I cook a lot. I meal prep a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we didn't really touch on it. Clearly, you're into fitness. It's a big part of your life.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's mostly genetics. I just came out this way.
No. I was going to ask, this is actually a good question. What's your favorite cheat meal? I'm sorry to keep on food here, but food's a big part
please,
of my life.
No,
so.
please do. Like I'm a foodie. Like,
Yeah.
Favorite cheat meal. I'm almost like super, super ashamed to even say it.
Yes.
I'm ashamed.
This is a great question, then.
I'm so ashamed. Checkers. A Baconzilla Checkers burger with extra cheese sauce and mozzarella sticks instead of fries.
I'm so glad you mentioned specifics, too. It's got to be from
and
this
a chocolate
place.
banana half and half shake.
Let's go.
Bro, I will smash triple patty, Baconzilla, extra cheese.
So freaking hungry, too.
I will smash that and go straight to sleep.
That's awesome.
And I wake up like so disappointed in myself.
Oh, it's not working if you're not disappointed the next day.
because realistically, outside of like the, once a month cheat meal like that, or maybe even once a other, I haven't had fast food or soda in 12 years.
Holy shit.
So like, that's kind of like the discipline thing. And
Sure.
when I have Checkers, I'm like, oh my God, I just ate fast food. Like, it's
You-
it's not only what I ate, it's that, oh my gosh, I went through a drive-through.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, the guilt of it.
yeah, I'm like wearing a wig and a fake mustache when I'm driving through it. Like nobody can see me going through this thing. I don't want anybody to know I
You
got
have a
fast food.
separate car just to go through.
It's the
so
fast
nobody
food
knows.
car. Yeah. We run up and get a rental really
that's
quick.
awesome.
That's awesome.
That's
dude.
hilarious.
I grew up on Checkers. When I was a kid, I grew up across the street from Checkers, and so I was there all the time.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I used to be pretty disciplined. I used to be in fitness, working out a bunch, had kids. It's not on the top of the priority list now. So I can say fast food has entered more than it used to. Not a whole lot more, but a lot more.
Oh God, I feel like such a piece of
I
shit.
think for me, like we don't eat a lot of fast food at all. My wife is super anti fast food, but I am not. And my kids don't get to experience it. So sometimes I like taking them just because it's their first time experiencing it. Like I've been with them, it's the first time they've had Taco Bell. They're like 12 and 14. They'd never had Taco Bell. I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, we have to go to Taco Bell.
you
right
have
now.
You're like, don't tell mom that we went to Taco Bell.
I'm like, we have to go to Taco Bell right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh gosh.
But
Yeah, I can remember growing up and like killing it, like drinking a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, like sitting in bed playing Halo on a Sunday, 12-pack
Love
of
it.
Mountain Dew.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
My age, I was Nintendo 64, Doritos, Mountain Dew, and Domino's Pizza.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
Yep. Smash it.
Yep.
Yep.
all right, man, let's end on this question. So what's your favorite thing about the Space Coast? When you think about the Space Coast and why you love it here, what's your favorite thing?
It's an awesome question.
That's a really good
It could be a really long answer, but I do think I'm going to lean back into kind of what we were discussing earlier about like how local this place is. You know, I mean, obviously it's not Miami, it's not West Palm, it's not Fort Lauderdale, but we have very similar waterways. We have a very similar style of living without the population.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that we can go to Bird Island and you park your boat next to the same people you saw, and you know they're coming up like, "Hey, I have an extra burger." Or like, it's just
This community.
it feels so hospitable of a
great
community. Like you make connections with people and you run them into them at Publix, or you get invited to 4th of July parties or this. It's just so hyper local,
Heck yeah.
which is why we've succeeded so much as Blue Marlin. But I love that we have that nautical lifestyle without the same price points you find down south.
Yeah. That's
You know, I love the boating. I love.
Always said we're kind of the best kept secret, man.
Until COVID popped, and now everybody and Elon's really bringing a lot of attention as well.
Yeah.
You know, like I do think that the whole Space Coast is a well-kept secret. I think we're valued perfectly. I think we have amazing recreational activities. And I think we, you know, as a generalization, I think our community is like something that just resonates with me.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm very similar to everybody here. And a lot of us still look out for each other, you know, like I think it's just a tightly knit community, waterfront that, you know, you can't really find in other places without spending a lot of money or dealing with populations.
Yeah.
Or maybe having to learn Spanish.
That's such a good answer.
You know, like-
you hit it right on the nose.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy day.
No, I thank
really
you guys.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me.
And yeah, good luck for the rest of your year. Crushing it, buddy.
Thank
You're
you.
the man, dude.
Thanks, guys.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Studio 321 podcast, powered by Brightway, the Steve Trout Agency. We can't thank you enough for being part of our journey. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with a friend. Until next time, 3, 2, 1, we're out.